Oi oi, and welcome to another Budget Guitar Show, and today it's all about ranking those Telecasters.
Here's Johnny!
Yes, that's right guys, today it's all about the Telecasters. Now we're going to be going from a £75 Fazley Telecaster going up in increments all the way up to a £1,000 Fender Telecaster. Now, we're not here to rubbish the brands. We're here to see what your money gets you, and this video will be my own personal opinion. You will have yours. Please let us know what they are down below in the comments. Well, we're going to be looking at many different things. We're going to be giving points away for the look, the pickups, the neck, the fretwork, the weight, the playability, how easy was it to do the setup, and finally, would I use it live? Each guitar is going to be given points from 10 to 0 in each of those marks. So we will see by the end of this video which one comes out tops for me out of 80. Now that's out of the way, let's crack on with the first one. It's the Fazley Exotic Wood Telecaster, £75. So the Fazley Exotic Wood Telecaster there. Now on the screen you did see a couple of the marks I'd already given it, such as the look, 10 out of 10. Yep, I do like the look of that guitar. That was what drew me to wanting to buy it in the first place. I really liked the look of that guitar. The pickups, I've given them a 7. They are basic, cheap, budget guitar Telecaster pickups, but I thought they didn't sound all that bad. The neck I've given a 5. Again, it was okay. It wasn't anything special. And the fretwork I've given a 4 because there was some significant fret sprout when the wood would contract and expand during the different seasons and the different weather climates. So that I've given a 4. Now the weight, well, it was so light it felt like playing a toy guitar. So for that, I've given it a 2. It played really well for the price. So for playability, I've given it an 8. Setup on it was really easy. You know, very easy, just adjusting those saddles. So I've given that a 9. And would I use it live? Well, I've given it a 3. I did try using it at a rehearsal once, and it just wasn't all that good live going through. I think it was an orange amp that I was using at the time in the studio. It didn't sound so good. So would I use it live? Not really, no. Let's go on now to the Fazley Outlaw Telecaster at £85. Okay, so looks-wise for that, I've given that one a 10 again. That green guitar is absolutely beautiful. I love the way it looks. Now, for the pickups again, I've given it a 7 because I think they are the same pickups that are in the Exotic Wood Telecaster. The neck, I've given that a 7 because, again, it just felt really quite nice. It felt a bit more premium than the previous guitar did. I think there was just something a little bit more done to it, and it is a £10 more premium guitar, which indeed when it did first come out, it was retailing for about £120. So it is a bit more of a premium guitar. The frets, I've given those a 7 because, yeah, they were a little bit scratchy, but there was no fret sprout, and I found that the neck didn't contract so much. I've never had a problem with fret sprout on that particular guitar, so that's all good. The weight, well, it's not as light as the Exotic Wood Telecaster, so that for me was a plus, so I've given it a 7 there. It plays really, really well, so I've given it a 9. The setup, I've also given it a 9, and would I use it live? I've given that one a 5, because I would try using it live. It'll be interesting to see how that holds up, so I've given it a 5. Okay, now let's head over to the Andertons brand East Coast Telecaster. Well, for looks, I have given that a 9. I don't know what you think, but the guitar itself, to me, it looks like a common or garden everyday Telecaster does. So I've given that a 9. It is quite pleasing, but you know, the colour and everything about it, while I really do like it, it is nothing out of the ordinary. The pickups, I've given those 10. I did like the way they sounded. They were full and they did have that high end to them, but it was nicely rounded. I did enjoy the sounds that those pickups produced. For the neck, I'm giving it 10. This is purely because when we actually went to the store to look at this, myself and its owner, Dave Snack Stevens, we both checked that neck and it was perfect. It felt beautiful. It was a nice shape. So yeah, I've given that a 10 for the neck. The fretwork, I've also given it a 10 because the frets have been rounded off really nicely. They do feel really, really good. It's a vastly playable neck and the frets are not scratchy. They're really good. So they've got a 10. For its weight, I've given it a 10 because it does actually feel like a Telecaster guitar, but not as heavy. So I'm giving that a 10 because it really does have some good pluses to it in the weight department. Setup, I've given it a 10. Well, It has been properly set up. I haven't had to touch it, but it's very, very easy to do. So I've given it a 10 for setup there. Playability. For the playability, I've given it a 10 because it just felt so good. So playability, it has a 10. And finally, would I use it live? For that, I've given it a 9. Yes, I would at any point in time take this guitar out and use it in a live situation, because I am so confident it could hold its own. And in fact, I'm going to try that at some point when I play a gig. If we still have it here, I'm going to take it out and use it live, and I'll put a video up here on the channel. I wonder how the next guitar is going to hold up. It's the Chord Cal 62. Let's hear it. For looks, I've given that one an 8 because it does look like a classic Telecaster, nothing particularly special. I would have given it a 10 if it had had binding on it, but that's just my personal taste. The pickups in that, I've given an 8 because for a budget guitar, they do sound really, really good, and it's been really, really reliable for me. I've enjoyed playing that particular guitar. For the neck, I've given it a 7. Yes, nothing special, but I've had no fret sprawl at all, so the fretwork has got a 7. The only thing I will say is they are a little bit scratchy. But of course, if you're going to do a setup on the guitar itself, you're going to do something with that. So for that, I've given it a 7 for the frets and a 7 for the neck. The weight, I've given it a 9 because it's not too light, but it's not too heavy. So for me, it's up there with weight-wise for me if I was to use it live. Playability, I've given it a 9. It's one of those guitars that I just pick up and I love to play it. Now for the setup, I've given this an 8. Now the reason why I've done that is because when I got the guitar, I did have to switch out the saddles on the bridge. I had to put in some brass saddles because the ones itself, there was something wrong with one of them. That's all I can say. So I've taken points off for that and the fact that I had to do it. A setup should be something that anybody with a basic knowledge can do. But if you have to start swapping out parts, that's when it becomes problematic. So we've given it an 8 there. Would I use it live? Hell yes, I would. So I'm giving it a 10. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the Fender Telecaster. Let's take a look. Okay, for this one I have given it a 7 for its looks. Again, nothing particularly special. A guitar for me in its looks has to have something about it that really flips me and makes me want to pick that guitar up in the first place. Sadly, this one didn't. so I am giving that a 7 for its looks. Now for the pickups, obviously it's going to be 10 out of 10. These are Fender pickups in there. They do sound really, really good. I couldn't discern that much of a difference between those and the Chord or the East Coast, but yeah, got to give them 10 out of 10 for Fender pickups. The neck and the fretwork, of course, gets a 10. Now, why do these get 10s here? Well, yes, the quality is more there with a brand name guitar. Absolutely. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest quality in the world, or you won't get some mess ups in those big name brands, because you will. But, you know, let's take it as read that when it comes over to you, you're not going to get something that is absolutely awful. Weight, I'm giving this guy a 0 for. It is too damn heavy. Really is too damn heavy. The only other guitar that I felt like that one was, of course, the Artist Telecaster that I reviewed. Now, to me, weight is everything. If it's too light, then it isn't worth bothering about. If it's too heavy, going to cause the old back problems. This one is too damn heavy, so we're giving it 0. Playability, I'm giving it an 8. It was nice to play, but the neck for me was a little bit too chunky. Those sort of baseball bat necks I'm not really that fond of, so I'm marking it down in playability for that. Setup, 9. It's easy setup on that guitar, and I haven't had to do anything. As that guitar doesn't belong to me, it is set up how my pal who owns that guitar likes it to be, and it's not that far away from what I like, so I'm giving it a 9. Would I use it live? I'm giving it a big fat 0 there. I have actually played that guitar live and my back afterwards was absolutely killing me, so I'm giving it a 0 for live use. Now, you guys out there, you will have your own ideas about what you've seen, what you've heard. Maybe you've played these and you might rate them differently. So let me know down below in those comments. And which was your favourite? Which do you think you could see yourself using live? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching the video today, guys. I hope you found it interesting and informative, and if you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up, as that really does help this channel to grow. Also, leave a comment, that also helps, and if you're new here, why not subscribe? There's lots of stuff still to come here at the Budget Guitar Show. Don't forget, we go live every Sunday at 6:30 PM for our Sunday Night Live, where we have a drink, we have a chat, might play some music. Whatever happens, happens. Hope to see you there. If you feel like helping out the channel, why not become a channel member? These guys on screen did, and I'm so glad that they did. You can pick between 3 tiers depending on your pocket and how you wish to help out the show. If you feel like doing that, why not click that join button down below and become a member? And if you feel that way inclined, why not watch another video? That'd really help also. But until the next time, stay safe, stay sane, keep rocking, and oi oi guys.